Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a new meta Pekka deck that's been pummeling any top player in its path all the way to rank number 2 in the world. Featuring the new skeleton dragons that received a 5.8% health buff. Their substantially sturdier bones will survive a zap plus arrows and won't disappoint you on defense. And this Pekka balloon deck is fast-paced and full of aggression. After you successfully stomp your opponent's push with Pekka and skeleton dragons, you'll be able to counter push with a miner in front. And throw a balloon into the mix if you know your opponent's card cycle and they only have bait cards. Minions, firecrackers, bats, even mother witches and zappies will get absolutely devoured by your rage plus arrows. And then the skeleton dragon's Pekka or balloon will burst through, earning you a commanding lead. Despite being off meta without a single champion, this Pekka deck is incredibly consistent even at the top of ladder. It's time to cook up some wins with our Pekka swords and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. What's up, George Almighty? Chief Savage, what are you doing, man? So this guy is already coming in blazing with an all caps clan name, and then he drops a Pekka in the back, fully embracing the savage spirit. So you know what? I'm gonna copy your tactics. We've got 4 swords on the field. I feel like Pekka only uses 1, you know? It's weird, because after the star evolution, she gains an extra sword, but she never really uses it. It's not like she attacks twice as fast. But logically, I think it would make sense that she did get another sword. All right, so what are we going to do here? Are we going to go in for like skeleton dragons? I think it's our best bet. Just to guarantee that we can go and get something else extra out of our Pekka, I want to prioritize her health. Pekka is a girl, if you didn't know, and she wants to get some extra value up in here. Okay, yeah, we're munching on top of the knight, and wow, that is a lot of damage. We got a bunch of damage there. It's already back to another Pekka. Jeez. All right, we're going to go and pull the Pekka in the middle. And whenever I see Knight with Pekka, I'm expecting it to be a balloon deck or a graveyard deck. Otherwise, it wouldn't make that much sense. It still doesn't make that much sense because I think there's better tanks than like Knight plus Pekka. But, you know, here we are. So, if our opponent's going to end up having Mega Minion, that's a really, really good response to our balloon. So we need that out of cycle. So ideally, the Mega Minion's out of cycle only ends up having archers. We arrows the archers, and then we get our balloon to the tower. Generally, I don't like going balloon with this deck very often, and I hate going for Pekka in the back first play unless I'm responding to my opponent. So if you cycle your Pekka too soon, they can go Electro Giant other side and just take your tower. If you decide to go balloon too soon, then guess what happens? Your opponent's just going to end up going in for like a counter. They counter push with it, and you just wasted 5 elixir. So generally, defend with skeleton dragons and then play off of that. That's what pro players were telling me with this deck. They're like, play pretty aggressively after you identify what your opponent's deck is and use skeleton dragons, cycling them, get value with them on defense, and that's how you want to be playing to maximize your advantage. So I'm going to go in for a rage here, and I'm just going to take my pro player's advice, and then I'm going to go in for the skeleton dragons, drop our bats as well, and we'll see if we can cook with our miner plus skeleton dragons push. I don't think the bats are going to give us anything, but if the miner can tank for the skeleton dragons, that's awesome. We can also go for arrows to explode the ice golem a little bit faster so that it doesn't go, I was hoping it wouldn't burst in the face of the skeleton dragons because then the skeletons would be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Their brittle bones didn't want to get destroyed by the freeze. Or I guess the ice nova is what you call it. What do you guys call the ice golem when it pops? I'm going to go in for a rage here, and then, I think the skeleton dragons are going to stay alive just long enough. After the health buff, they're surprisingly sturdy. So, as I was talking about before, we wanted to get our opponent in this position, where the Pekka is going to be tanking for the balloon originally, and then the miner starts tanking for the balloon, and then all he has is a Mega Minion, but it's probably going to get distracted by a rage, and then like the skeletons, right? The rage is going to be able to make sure the balloon gets far enough away, and the skeletons, well, the Mega Minion is like, well, I guess I can clean up something else afterward, but not enough. It's funny and pretty fitting that the guy had to deal with the bones of his tower, and then our skeleton bones after. All right, so jump into the game. We see someone with the Battle Healer in the banner. You guys know the deal. Probably going to be an Elixir Golem or a Golem deck with Battle Healer if he likes the card. Okay, never mind. Gonna go for Miner. I've never seen a Golem Battle Healer deck with Miner before. Actually, that's a lie. I've seen it once on ladder. It was crazy. The guy even had Witch. And it was like around top 1,000 in the world, which is insane that I would ever see a strategy like that. Oh my gosh. Is it really coming to fruition? I completely misread the situation, guys. I thought he was sane, but the man was anything but. He was massively insane. So I need to go in for the rage so we can get some extra damage up in here with our Pekka. Hopefully prioritize finishing off the Battle Healer. If the Battle Healer falls and he's not able to get the value that he wants by healing up his E-barbs, and that worked out a lot better than I thought, but we're still going to lose the majority of our tower. So now I need to go in for a miner and a balloon here. Hopefully the skeleton dragons will stay alive. Maybe his electro dragon will target the wrong thing. Oh, skeleton dragons. I see the buff now. Look how much damage they have. They took a ridiculous amount, and they're still standing strong. Their bones are not brittle. They are really roughing and toughing it. Holy heck. All right, 700 HP on our tower and a full health balloon about to 3-crown our man. With a miner, it's just not a deck that I'm accustomed to playing against. Okay, hypothetically, if I melt the elixir golem and I get enough elixir, can I 3-crown the dirty elixir golem player? That's all I want right now. That is my mission in Clash Royale. So I'm going to go for skeletons here, and it looks pretty enticing for me because we've got the Pekka already on it. He can't go in for anything besides like an electro dragon, right? Oh, is he just wanting to feed me elixir? Is this man going to dip out of the game? What's happening here? Okay, we know he's going to have electro dragon, so it's going to be better for me to go with balloon on the other side. And awesome. Look at that, guys. We have the ability to go in for a Pekka if we want it again. We're already back in cycle for his E-barbs. So I don't think he has a good answer because electro dragon is his main source of splash damage. Oh, he missed one of the bats, and I did too because I didn't think it was going to stay alive. He's 100% 3-crown. He dropped his electro dragon the wrong side. I fully took advantage of the situation. I took all of his crowns. So if you guys hate elixir golem players, as long as you defend once with your Pekka, your defense to offense conversion will be massive. And unlike those minor poison fast cycle decks, you don't have to play the entire 3-minute game against elixir golem. You can just straight up 3-crown them. Yo, this guy finished 734 in the world. Oh my gosh. So we're playing against a top ladder player immediately. You guys know what's up. We're going to go for skellies in the back, and he's not going to be cycling anything. He's not responding. So you know what? We got to evolve our skeletons with the skeleton dragons. I wonder if the evolved skeletons are going to be better than skeleton dragons that cost 4 elixir. I feel like skeleton dragons can't 3-crown, but single skeletons they can. So you know what? I think simple skeletons might be better in some situations. We're going to balloon on the right-hand side, and we're going to go in for bats here, and then we're going to potentially go for rage because the mega minion is out of cycle. So if he doesn't have mega minion, I bet you he tries a tornado or something. Oh, 1 bat's alive? Maybe 2 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, please. Yes, that's incredible. So we're playing against someone with mini Pekka. I think this is a, okay. I was going to say Sparky deck, but I don't know anymore. Is it Sparky? I bet you it's Sparky. We see Dark Prince and mini Pekka combined with the card cycle of what he's doing. It's just a reluctancy overall of cycling stuff. It seems like a Sparky deck that's going to work really well once he gets us to overcommit once. He drops the Sparky, crushes our units, and counter pushes immediately. That's why he was playing so apprehensive. Good thing for us is we got the Mega Minion out of cycle, and he's saying good luck because his card cycle's awful right now. He realizes how bad of a matchup this is for him right when he cycles the Mega Minion. The Zap was interesting as well. Without that in cycle, I bet you he goes in for like an Electro Wizard. We can go in for a Miner here, and then probably go in for Skeletons or Bats. I wonder which one's better. Oh, okay. I need to get 1 hit. I need to get at least 1 hit. Okay, thankfully that happens. So no zap in cycle because he had already dropped that earlier. So we're going to go in for... Oh, he tried to finesse me. He tried to get fancy out here. He's saying good luck because he didn't hit the rage on top of the bats and all the skeletons. And because of that, we didn't lose the game. But seriously, the guy ended up having zap and also rage. He is unbelievably salty right now. The salt meter is increasing with each good luck. If you guys are wondering, he's not wishing me good luck in the game. He's spamming good luck, saying that I have good luck in this match, which might be the case. He made a really good prediction. He just didn't hit the perfect timing, the exact moment, so then the mini Pekka was able to get through and do even more damage. So it's obvious to me that it's going to be difficult for me to defend the left-hand side, but I think I can make it happen. We're going to expect him to go in for a mini Pekka, and that's exactly what he does. The rage and zap are going to be problematic, to say the least. We're going to try to get back to a Pekka, and if I can make that happen, I think we're okay. I might be ruined by this, but I hope not. Okay, cool. Let's go. The Pekka pounces on the tower, too. 20 seconds remaining is all I need to defend. I think I can do that. I'm going to go in for a miner, and then I'm going to follow up with bats. I bet you he goes in for a rage, so I don't want him to rage the Goblin Giant. I want him to rage on top of his Electro Wizard to finish off the bats. Nah, he rages on the Goblin Giant. That's kind of what we were hoping he wouldn't do. And here's a good luck spam. He's just going to keep doing it. He's not even spamming cards at this point. This man is unbelievably salty. And that's what happens when you beat top ladder players. Just get their Mega Minion or their anti-air card out of cycle just once. You pounce on them with a balloon. And even if they're some of the better players in the game, they're not going to have any response besides saltily spamming good luck and being extremely dissatisfied with their loss. And honestly, I don't blame him. There's no worse feeling than having your anti-air card out of cycle and having a balloon bashing your tower. Yo, we got a game against Cooper. First things first, we're dropping a good luck and figuring out what he's up to. So he's a part of Mount Olympus. I think that this Pekka is going to reach new heights of value, being able to stop the Hog Rider in its tracks and slap it down for a juicy positive elixir trade. It's going to be a negative trade initially, but as you guys can see, we were able to bait out a Musketeer and then also a Goblin Cage. So he ended up dropping 8 elixir after dropping 4, and now he's up to 13 elixir spent just on a Pekka. Well, I guess we dropped bats afterwards, so we dropped 9 and he dropped 13. Very solid stuff for me. So currently with an elixir advantage, we can cycle skeleton dragons in the back and complement them with skeletons, so then we're able to fully fledge our offense here. I think, well, since we see a Hog Rider deck and a Valkyrie, it's unlikely that our opponent's going to have Mega Knight. So I really want to take advantage of this situation and rage up my skeleton dragons, also dealing some extra damage to the skeletons so I won't have to respond to them as much. I think if I just drop bats, it's going to be enough. Nope, never mind. He's going to go for a Hog Rider. He's eating all the damage and he's trying to get a tragic amount back at me. I wonder if I go in for skeletons and I get back to another miner, if I can take out his tower. He's probably going to go for a musketeer, but I don't think that's enough. With the bats and the skeleton dragons rushing at my opponent, we are up so much elixir, and there's not much he can do. He's going to lose his tower, and he'll definitely lose the game. One of the best things about this deck is the ability to counter push. When your opponent slips up, as soon as they mess up, you can snag the tower, whether it's with your Pekka and Balloon, or sometimes with your miner plus skeleton dragons, just because they do so much damage when raged up, especially if your opponent's only good answers are bait cards like, you know, skeleton army, it's not going to work out so well for them. Ridiculously easy win, and this guy's going to go straight to sleep. Probably yawning because he was tired of losing. All right, so jumping into this one, the guy's got a giant skeleton banner. I'm always excited to play against giant skeleton when we've got Pekka, because the Pekka does so much damage, and then on top of that, it has more HP than the giant skeleton, so it's actually one of the best counters to giant skeleton in the entire game. So let's see what this guy's got. I'm going to go for bats in the back, and if he's going to have Mother Witch, we could go for like an arrows plus rage if we absolutely need to. Wow, that's exactly what he's got. You know what? I'm going to go skeleton dragons instead because I think they will cook the Mother Witch. Please? Okay, never mind. I'm going to go for rage. I needed to. Not necessarily the start that we wanted. The Skeleton King is going to give us some grief. It's also funny that he drops the Mother Witch, like right as I was talking about it. I was like, speaking of the devil, and then he drops the devil. Well, maybe the witch, but then he drops the devil afterward with the Skeleton King. I wonder if we're going to get some damage with the bats. Oh, wait. Seriously? We're winning the game right now. We're literally winning the game despite this guy having Mother Witch into bats as his starting play. You guys would think that that would be like a game over maneuver, right? You cycle your bats in the back, they go Mother Witch, they hypothetically collect 5 bats and turn them all into pigs. But when you've got skeleton dragons, you've got rage and also arrows, you don't really have to worry as much. Why would you Royal Giant in the back? Also, why did I skeleton dragons in the back? I should just Pekka. Oh my gosh. All right, so we know for a fact that the guy, if he has Fisherman and Cycle, he'll try to yoink the Pekka. I don't think he's going to get back to it. I know that we countered it with bats, so it would be unfeasible for him to get back to it. I'm just going to go for skeletons in case he goes for zappies because I don't want him to be able to distract the Pekka for too long, and I don't want him to zap on that. So if he goes zappies, we arrows, and we go in for a rage. Also, I want to go in for a balloon so we can get him to go zappies because generally this deck has Mother Witch, Fireball, and zappies as his anti-air defenses. So without him having zappies in cycle, because we just arrows and rage, he loses the game. There's nothing he can do. So we put him in a box, he's boxed in, and we collect the win. That's the reason why this deck is so sublimely successful. You get your opponents in these positions, they get punished, and it's just an instant GG. If I can clean this up, it's an instant GG, that is. So I'm going to go in for Skeleton Dragons here. I'm going to go in for a Miner to go and pull back the Skeleton King so we can finish it off and not worry too much. I just needed to kill the Mother Witch, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I win the game. Easy, solid stuff. And if you guys hate playing against this Royal Giant deck, just get them in a position where they're forced to go zappies. Rage plus arrows finishes off the zappies, the balloon goes through, and there's nothing they can do to defend. It's also pretty funny to stack multiple skeleton dragons. When they fireball the first one, you rush back to another one, and then if they try to go for zappies or Mother Witch to finish off your skeleton dragons, you just go for rage and arrows and it immediately eliminates it, eliminating your opponent's chances of winning every time. Our opponent's Royal Giant deck is the same deck that Muhammad Light used to get number 1 and 2 in the world at the same time. It's cool to see this off-meta Pekka deck rising to the top, toppling some of the strongest decks in the game. Yo, this guy's got the fresh miner banner. What's up, brother? So he's not going to be cycling anything at the start. We can just chill, relax a little bit, maybe go in for bats and cycle them in the back. Either split in the back or just cycling off to the side is ideal. All right, so whenever we see Royal Ghost, I'm totally expecting this to be a Pekka Bridge Spam deck, and we're going to assert dominance with the superior Pekka deck, hopefully. Oh, wait, what? Not Pekka. Not Pekka. He's going to be using Zappies and then Royal Ghost, so it might be Giant Skeleton, Mother Witch, Royal Hogs. It could also be Royal Giant. It's going to be one or the other, right? Oh, what is this? Archer Queen. Well, that's not in the Royal Hogs Giant Skeleton deck. Is it going to be Royal Giant with Archer Queen? I don't think I've seen that in like a fat minute. No! Get away from me, bro. No one likes someone that dashes through with a bandit when they have no elixir and no easy ground answers. So at least we can prioritize finishing off the queen, and we can maybe even go in for a balloon because the Pekka is going to be tanking. But this is a very wacky and weird deck. I think it's going to be Mega Knight. I think we're playing against a Mega Knight player. It just has Zappies, though. I've never seen that with Mega Knight very often. Generally, when we're playing against Zappies, you guys already know the deal. We want to be going in for a Rage plus arrows to finish it off. I think that the balloon plus the arrows also does its work, but we don't want to sacrifice a balloon to finish off the Zappies. We want to kill the Zappies before the balloon dies. The order of operations was totally incorrect. My math teacher would flunk me there. What do we do? Do we want to go in for like... I could go for bats, but you could also have Mother Witch. I'm going to go for skeletons instead since there's only 3 of them. Worst case, he gets 3 piggies. Not going to end up having a huge fairy tale of 5. You know what? We can go for a Pekka, pull the Royal Ghost to the right-hand side, and then also deal with the Mega Knight at the exact same time, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, so I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Dragons and then just try to get some extra value on the right-hand side. Generally, they go in for Zappies here. We might be able to rage up our Pekka and also rage up our Skeleton Dragons at the same time. Oh, don't do that. Don't do me dirty with the 1 elixir ability. You wouldn't. You wouldn't dare, sir. Okay, wait. I wonder if the Archer Queen... Nah, that was a dream. That was literally a meme. I don't know what I was thinking there. So he's going to go for Skeletons. I bet you I can cycle a Pekka again. Yeah, I'm going to go Skellies. I'm going to go in for probably just a Pekka. As I said before, I think that's our best bet. And then we can go Balloon again. But then I'm forced to go in for Rage and Arrows. I can't hit my tower. I can't hit the tower because if I was trying to hit the tower there, then I would have missed the bats. So the arrows were perfectly positioned in that moment. Okay, we know that we're not taking tower with that balloon. I need to go through with 1 more. How am I going to make this happen, guys? This is looking sketch. Because my tower on the right-hand side is really healthy, but the one on the left is not so much. Yep, he's going to haul in. I just knew it, you know? It's one of those things where you get that 6th sense when you've played enough Clash Royale games where your opponent's desperate and they're going to spam everything at the river. Fortunately for us, Pekka is packing a punch and having all of his bridge span for lunch. So now I'm going to be able to go in for the miner and rage up the balloon and just take the game. Nothing you can do to stop me, sir. Because if you're playing against a Mega Knight deck and they overcommit, you know for a fact that the balloon will do enough death damage if it's able to get enough closer. Yeah, cool. Awesome stuff, solid W. Punishing Mega Knight players as soon as they overcommit is one of the best feelings in the game. As soon as he put everything down at the river, he put us in a position to guarantee the win. Pekka on defense is an absolute monster. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an amazing rest of your day.